I do.
Which one?
Which one's up?
Renaissance dances.
Okay, got it. I knew that.
Read the ink.
I missed it. Oh god, this is a terrible warm up. Oh, that's right. That's right. Good. Let's do it.
Repeats are good.
Oh god.
Okay.
Can do this. Yeah.
Yep. Yes for pizza, but no .com.
Good.
Somebody tried to go out the indoor.
Music, please.
I think corn has some stuff at the very top.
Oh yeah.
Corn is the future throughout.
Corn piece.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can somebody else count up or?
Okay.
You got it?
It's about 80, so I forget the melody. Good, like that.
Okay.
Thanks for killing me before pomp and circumstance. You guys are great.
Yeah.
Let's go home.
Let's go. Let's quit.
Yeah.
Start this one off, Jason.
Sure.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to interrupt the wonderful music from the UNO Brass Quintet for just a moment to make an announcement. My name is Dr. Eric Manley. I'm Associate Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Welcome to the Spring 2014 Arts and Sciences Convocation. We're about to begin. In consideration of all those in attendance, please mute your cell phones, your pagers, any other kind of thing you have that makes noise. And please supervise small children if they're here. Restrooms and drinking fountains are at the very back of the auditorium, and there's an EMT station near where you came in. There are fire exits all over the place. I got a map of them earlier, and the map is absolutely undecipherable, but almost any door you see is a fire exit. Please do not block the aisles during the ceremony. There are professional photographers that will be up here taking pictures of your graduate, and you can get those pictures at a later time. Because we are inside, there will be a formal recessional at the conclusion of today's ceremony. That's not in the program, but it will happen. Rental caps and gowns can be returned at a later time to the bookstore. make sure your graduate does it today sometime. We'd like to thank the Theta Chi fraternity for helping with this morning's ceremony. At the conclusion of today's convocation, please join faculty, staff, and graduates of the arts and sciences at a reception in the Milo Bale Student Center. Your student knows where that is if you don't. And after the processional, please remain standing while after the processional coming in, please remain standing while our musicians play the national anthem. Thank you, and we'll begin shortly.
The Spring 2014 Convocation Ceremony for the College of Arts and Sciences at the University of Nebraska at Omaha is now in order. Please be seated. Members of the 2014 class, students, faculty, staff, alumni, special guests, and friends, my name is David Booker, and I have the honor of serving as Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at the University of Nebraska, Omaha. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's convocation ceremony. This ceremony is, of course, one of the most meaningful and exciting events in the life of any university. The faculty and staff of the College of Arts and Sciences hope sincerely that you find today's convocation both meaningful and truly memorable. At this point, I would like to introduce members of the platform party. Please hold all applause until the end of the introductions. I would also ask that those introduced remain standing until the end of the introductions. Chancellor John Christensen, University of Nebraska, Omaha. University of Nebraska at Omaha Student Body President and NU Student Regent Jordan Cook. Associate Vice Chancellor and Dean of the Graduate College, Dr. Deborah Smith Howell, University of Nebraska, Omaha. Dr. Penny Sackett, former Chief Scientist for Australia and this year's College of Arts and Sciences Outstanding Alumni Award recipient. Dr. Eric Manley, Associate Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Joshua Larson, today's graduate student address speaker. Joy Katharima, today's undergraduate student address speaker. Andrew Neville, Dean's outstanding student. And Dr. Eric Farote and Dr. Rebecca Shively, who led our graduates into this morning's venue and who both received the Doctor of Philosophy degree in psychology at last night's conferral of degrees ceremony. I would also like to recognize today's faculty marshal, Dr. Claudia Garcia, who was a recipient of the college's Outstanding Teaching Award. Thank you. Please be seated. The heart of any university, and certainly this college, are those members of the faculty who create the curriculum, innovate research, and envision the mission of the institution. I would like to take this time to introduce special members of the platform party, retiring faculty from the college who were able to join us this morning. Please remain standing after your introduction. Dr. Richard Stasiak, biology, 43 years of service. Dr. Rosalie Saltzman, English, 53 years of service, which includes the founding of UNO's honors program and serving as its director since its beginning in 1978. At this point, I would like to invite all faculty to stand and be recognized. Please be seated. We have another special group to be recognized. A group has supported our students throughout their journey toward their degrees. We would like to thank the family and friends of our graduates. Students, please stand and lead us in appreciation of the family and friends who have come here this morning to support you. Thank you. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the College of Arts and Sciences, I congratulate you on achieving one of life's major milestones. You should be proud of your accomplishment, being recognized here in today's commencement ceremony. Let me remind you, however, that the meaning of the word commencement is beginning or start. Therefore, when you leave here today, you will begin the next leg of life's journey. But what does that mean? Every year, more than 1/3 of the entire U.S. labor force changes jobs. Today's students will have 10 to 14 jobs by the time they are 38. 50% of workers have been with their company less than 5 years. Every year, more than 30 million Americans are working in jobs that did not exist in the previous quarter. In addition, the rising cost of pursuing higher education has led many in the media to question the long-term value of pursuing a college degree. But let me try to reassure you. You need to understand that the degree you have earned in the College of Arts and Sciences at UNO has prepared you for this dynamic working environment. Recent reports in the New York Times, Newsweek, the Chronicle of Higher Education, Forbes magazine, and on National Public Radio all confirm the inherent value of a liberal arts degree as critical to the success of students and essential for success in a global economy. Some of you may have heard of Carly Fiorina. Ms. Fiorina is chair of Good 360, the world's largest product philanthropy organization, but you probably know her as the former president and CEO of Hewlett-Packard. To what does she attribute her success in the digital age? Not to her study of computers. Ms. Fiorina was a history major, and she attributes her success in the digital age to her formal study of the dramatic transition from the Middle Ages to the Renaissance. In other words, she attributes to her success to studying events that occurred 600 to 700 years ago. Courses in the liberal arts disciplines are powerful. The word liberal comes from the Latin liber, meaning free. Thus, courses in the liberal arts free students from preconceptions, encourage students to confront differences of opinion, and provide students with the tools to challenge prejudice, bias, and authority. In short, they prepare students to be good citizens who are able to succeed in a diverse and complicated world with conflicting customs and interests. And just to be clear, the liberal arts are not divorced from vocational interests. A liberal arts education is ultimately useful because it gives students a strong sense of self, habits of mind and action, and skills to become very successful in the uncertain work world. Let me explain. One report, which focused on Omaha's very own ConAgra, concludes, the big message for today's college students is to remember that they are preparing for a lifetime of work, not just for the first job they're going to get right as they graduate. And what we're hearing from employers over and over again is that students really need a combination of broad skills and abilities that you get from a really good college education. What are these skills and abilities? Here's a percentage of what employers most want from their employees as revealed in a national poll. Written and oral communication, 89%. Critical thinking and analytic reasoning, 81%. Complex problem solving, 75%. Ethical decision making, 75%. Teamwork, 71%. Intercultural competence, 71%. Creativity and innovation, 70%. Intercultural knowledge, 67%. Quantitative reasoning, 63%. Civic knowledge, participation, engagement, 52%. You see, these are the skills and abilities that employers want from their employees. And according to the April 2013 article in the Wall Street Journal, these skills and abilities are just as important as your college major. Here's my point. These are the skills and abilities that your UNO education has provided you, so move forward with the confidence that you are prepared to take on life's challenges and with the understanding that the education you have received is powerful because it has prepared you to be a good citizen who is able to succeed in a diverse and complicated world. I hope that each of you graduating today will always consider the College of Arts and Sciences your home on the campus and that we will see you often. Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce Joshua Larson, who will deliver this year's graduate student address titled Rough Around the Edges. Joshua graduates with a Master of Science in Biology, Over his last 2 years at UNO, he has performed original research and composed a thesis in the field of drug development against infectious microorganisms. In addition to performing this research, he has served as a teaching assistant for microbiology and introductory and upper-level genetics courses. He's also served as the graduate advisor of the UNO-based outreach organization STEM for You, and Joshua is an Omaha native who also received his Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology from UNO in 2012. He has been accepted to the College of Medicine at the University of Nebraska Medical Center, where he will begin studies this fall. Joshua?
Thank you, Dean Booker. I'd like to take a moment to welcome those of you who have agreed to come with us, celebrate this morning with us, Chancellor Christensen, Dean Booker, Dean Smith-Howell, Dean Manley, along with family and friends. Thank you. As Dean Booker mentioned, I was recently accepted into medical school. But if you could see the 18-year-old version of me with his hat on backwards and his ears pierced and his scruffy beard that only an 18-year-old would ever think looks nice, you would think to yourself, they're going to let this kid into medical school? To say I was a little rough around the edges is a bit of an understatement, because I was rough around the edges, a little rough around the edges, in the same way that sandpaper is just a little rough around the edges. Fellow graduates, if you reflect on the difference between who you were when you first arrived at UNO and who you are today, I think you'll appreciate the change you've undergone. Today, in addition to celebrating our accomplishments as graduates, I'd like to take a moment to celebrate those around us who have made our accomplishments and the changes we have undergone possible. Here's a secret about myself that I haven't shared with many people. I failed the first test I ever took in college, miserably. I would like to thank my first math professor at UNO for making the first test in college I ever took so hard that I bombed it. After the test, in the same way that Dorothy looked at her dog Toto in The Wizard of Oz and says, "I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore," I looked deep within myself and said, I am not in high school anymore. It was time for a change. It was time for an adjustment. Fortunately for me, my math professor was willing to give me advice on how to refine my study habits so that his class didn't swallow me whole. I aced his next test and all the tests after that. I attribute much of my success in college to eye-opening moments like this, to the fact that my professors cared enough to help. This is a single example of many wherein a professor has gone out of their way to make me a better student, or in some cases, even a better person. Other professors have taught me the power of humility, how to care for people, that it's more important to be nice than it is to be right, and perhaps most importantly, the positive effect that coffee can have on productivity. I've had somewhere between 2 and 11 cups already this morning. Perhaps the person who's been most important to my personal and professional development over the last few years has been my graduate advisor. His dedication to his students has inspired me to pursue mentorship as part of my own career. He once told me the best advice he ever received was the following: choose someone you admire and emulate them. I bet he didn't know how closely I was paying attention. He told me that he picked Captain Kirk to emulate, so I guess in a roundabout way, so did I, even though I've always been more of a Captain Picard fan myself. To my professors and advisors, and on behalf of my fellow graduates, to all UNO professors and advisors, thank you for molding us into who we are today. Of course, we wouldn't be here today without strong support systems. Parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, friends, significant others, we couldn't have done it without you. I can't count the number of times I ran home because I hadn't slept in days, all my laundry was dirty, and the only hot meal I'd eaten in weeks was ramen noodles. I don't know what I would have done if it hadn't been for my mother, who gave me the option to come home when I needed to. She always made sure that I was properly clothed and fed. I can't thank her enough, but she's here today, so I can try. Thanks, Mom. I bet he doesn't know it, but my father, who runs a nonprofit organization, is the one whose actions I was emulating when I decided to pursue a career wherein my primary objective would be to help people. I don't think I can thank him enough for that either, but he's also here today, so I can try. Thanks, Dad. Fellow graduates, the UNO degree we are about to receive is symbolic of more than we can imagine. It signifies that we are the product of a process. Because of our professors, advisors, and our support systems, who are second to none, our rough edges have been smoothed. We've been buffed and polished, and wow. Do we shine bright? We are lifelong mavericks, and as mavericks, we are polished, we are trained, we are ready. Let's go make the world a better place. I'd now like to introduce Andrew Neville to the podium. An Omaha native, Andrew receives his undergraduate degree with majors in biotechnology and chemistry. He is also the winner of the Dean's Scholar Award. Andrew.
Thank you, Josh, for your inspiring message. It is my great honor to introduce this year's recipient of the College of Arts and Sciences Outstanding Alumni Award for 2014, Dr. Penny Sackett. Dr. Penny Sackett is a physicist, astronomer, and former chief scientist for Australia. Dr. Sackett received her undergraduate degree in physics from UNO and later received her PhD from the University of Pittsburgh. She has held a research fellowship at the Princeton Institute for Advanced Studies and professorial appointments in the Netherlands and Australia. Her research has spanned 3 continents and is centered on applying physics to questions in astronomy, including the unseen dark matter in galaxies and the successful application of Einstein's theory of gravitation to find the first known Earth-sized planet orbiting a normal star other than the Sun. Sackett's professional experience also includes teaching, research administration, and science journalism. Sackett has served on international boards, including that of the Giant Magellan Telescope and AURA, the body that governs, among other large astronomical centers, the Hubble Space Telescope Science Institute. For her contributions and service to astronomy, she was awarded the International Fellowship in the Royal Astronomical Society. At last night's conferral of degrees ceremony, she was awarded the UNO Alumni Association Citation for Alumni Achievement. She is currently an independent strategic advisor and facilitator serving corporate, government, and nonprofit sectors in Australia and abroad, and maintains an adjunct professorship with Australian National University.
Thank you. Penny, on behalf of the College of Arts and Sciences, and in recognition of your vast contributions to science, it is my honor to present you with the College of Arts and Sciences Outstanding Alumni Award for 2014. Congratulations. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Joy Katharima, who will deliver this year's undergraduate student address titled Leave Your Mark. Joy is from many places and graduates with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology with a minor in Black Studies. While attending UNO, she has pursued a variety of interests, including being a founding member of the student-led group AMS Allies, Trust, dedicated to social justice and cultivating a positive campus culture, serving as director for American Multicultural Students, participating on the UNO forensics team, and volunteering with various political organizations, including the opportunity to speak alongside Michelle Obama and Warren Buffett at last spring's Girls Inc. annual luncheon. Joy's academic honors include being on the Dean's List and induction into Alpha Kappa Delta Sociology Honor Society. Joy.
Thank you, Dean Booker, and thank you, Chancellor Christensen, Dean Smith-Howell, and other distinguished members of today's platform party. Hello, fellow graduates. Today, I stand before you with a vision of possibilities, not just for myself, but also for everyone here today sharing this same attire. As students, we thought as students. However, my hope for all of us, as we have moved our tassels from one end to another this weekend, is that we move from the limited view of a student into visionary leaders and the catalysts of this graduating class. When my freshman feet first stepped on these college grounds, I had one goal in mind: to graduate. With no set vision, I wandered aimlessly and tried to find my place on this campus and began to create my portfolio for this very day. It's funny how you think you know everything there is to know about yourself in each monumental peak of your life until you go beyond that point and come to realize you can never know yourself in your entirety unless you've never evolved. As I went through changes and phases up into senior year, I saw a bigger picture. No longer were my goals merely set upon graduation, but what am I going to do after? And what legacy will I leave behind in years to come? Now, imagine a world full of people so adamant on making a name for themselves. A world full of motivators, achievers, and heroes who need no award for their good deeds. Ask that today we walk out as graduates eager to leave our mark not just on this university, but the world. Tupac Shakur once said, "I'm not saying I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world." Now, leaving our mark doesn't start with changing the entire world, but can be as simple as being caring individuals and touching the lives and hearts of people close to you. Having my parents pack up their lives and 2 young children from a safe and loving environment in Nairobi, Kenya, and moving across continents and oceans to a strange country to be able to better touch people's lives and pursue their passions showed me how grand a gesture can be made to leave your mark. Even the youngest of us have the ability to leave our mark. My 8-year-old niece, Malika, in learning that I would be speaking today, was so excited that she immediately began to write a speech for me to share with you. Upon reading her finished work, I was not only filled with pride for her enthusiasm for learning, but also realized I may need to step up my convocation game. Although it was all inspiring, of course, I wanted to share this thought from her. What you want to be is great. You be who you are and believe in yourself. Say, "I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be." Yeah, an 8-year-old knows Nas. How cool is that? Each of us had an experience during our time at this university that has hopefully made our lives a little better. Whether it was contact with an advisor, professor, or even a late night spent at the library with friends finishing a paper due the next morning, or avoiding that paper while at the bar, or endless Netflix marathons for some. Those positive experiences added up to make the person who sits in that chair today. Now, we don't have to start leaving our mark right away. We all deserve a break after the marathon of finals week. We have to get back to our lives tomorrow. But in this moment, we are here. This day is about us and our accomplishments. So remember to take a minute to just breathe it all in. Look at our fellow graduates, our professors, our loved ones in the crowd who are here to celebrate us. And in the words of the notorious B.I.G., only make moves when your heart's in it, and live the phrase, "Sky's the limit." Congratulations, graduates of 2014. I now invite Associate Vice Chancellor and Graduate Dean Smith-Howell to the podium.
Thank you. Good morning. Yesterday, Chancellor Christensen conferred all degrees to our graduates receiving the Master of Arts and Master of Science degrees at UNO's conferral of degree ceremony. Today, we will actually award them their diplomas. Assisting me this morning in the distribution of master's diplomas is Associate Dean Eric Manley, who will be reading the names of our graduates. MA and MS recipients are invited to come onto stage and receive their diplomas. Graduates will be presented by faculty leaders representing the College of Arts and Sciences' various graduate programs. Please hold your applause until every graduate's name has been announced and remain seated until the entire ceremony is adjourned. Graduates.
Presenting our college graduates with the graduate biology major is Dr. Ann Antelfinger. Anna Castro. David Grothen. Samantha Jack. Hans William Otto. Joshua Larson. Presenting our college's graduates in the graduate English major, Dr. Tracy Bridgeford. Nikki Holtzapfel. Jennifer Williams. James Vanook. Christopher Lawton. Patrick Manelli. Zachary Jacobs. Samantha Chesters. Erica Trebold. Presenting our college's graduates in the graduate geography major, Dr. Christina Dando. Alvin Gozer. Presenting our college's graduates in graduate industrial and organizational psychology and psychology majors, Dr. Joseph Brown. Lindsay Bando. Jessica Cohenauer. Elizabeth Harp. Desiree Johnson. Stephanie Muller. Heather Lynn Tice. Rose Green. Christine Quick. Presenting our college's graduates in the graduate language teaching major, Dr. Melanie Bloom. Hannah Niebaum. Diane Newcomer. Jennifer Grobeck. Angie Araya. Presenting the college's graduates in the graduate mathematics major, Dr. Andrew Swift. David Gottrick. Presenting our college's graduates in the graduate political science major, Dr. Gregory Petro. Osama Al-Hanaki. Sir Jakpalu. Shannon Hesacker McLean. Joel Case. Michael Godfrey. Presenting our college's graduates in the graduate school psychology major, Dr. Lisa Kelly Vance. Mackenzie Gillespie. Christine Harris. Tessa Miller. Jasmine Perdue. Presenting the college's graduates in the undergraduate biology and biotechnology major, Dr. Mark Shanebeck. Sheena Walker, Jr. Joe Marcel Wynn. Miguel Esteves. Carolyn Shree. Marissa Frank. We're undergraduates. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
These are biology, biotech.
Mm-hmm.
Britton Kavanaugh. You want me to back up? Would you join me in applauding our master's graduates? Continuing with the undergraduate biology and biotech majors, Ariel Carlson, Michael Benner, Joseph David, Joseph Pachunka, Laura Allen, Elizabeth Hutflis, Nora Hilger, Christina Lechuga, Benedette Gamelow, Shaylee Larson, Chelsea Burton, Kelly Dukert, Jessica Simpson, DM Ta'a, Zachary Malsum, Carlos Angulo, Matthew Dane Pickett, Jay Zaida, Mark Patrick Grogan, Jason Bolt, Ariel Wallace, Paula Vore, Kristen Vance, Christopher Nehughes, Drew Kratzenberg, Ryan Staub, Elizabeth Stenvers, Zachary Deasing, Savannah Kruger, Aaron McClary, Carly Kemper, Christine Spears, Allison Andrews, Nyachoat Kier, Miguel Ciani, Azim Huck, Aaron Alvarado, Casey Weber, Stephanie David, Ashley Cranert, Paige Fraundorfer, Ashton Hughes, Stephanie Paulson, Jordan Anderson, Brett Anderson, Marissa Jacobson, Marisol Fernandez, Hannah Carpenter, Justice Hughes, Melanie McCormick, Mitchell Klopek, Tyler Herrick. Presenting our college's graduates in undergraduate chemistry major, Dr. James Hagan, Paul Morales, Gandhi Tangaway, Haley Peterson, Nicole Nieves, Margaret Egan, Nadera El Carme, Andrew Neville. Presenting our college's graduates in undergraduate economics and interdisciplinary studies is Dean Booker. Denisha Seals, Matthew Ross, Alexander Joseph Brocht, Shi Lee. Presenting the college's graduates in the undergraduate English major, Dr. Robert Darcy. Emily Hewwinkle, Cyril Vasquez, Daniel Farnsworth, Christopher Yeager, Emily Sundy, Brooke Schluchter, Caitlin Dalis Beams, Milana Joanne Henry, Michaela Payton, Misty Beda, presenting the college's graduates in the undergraduate environmental studies major, Dr. John McCarty, Jennifer Janes, Patrick Atwell, Sean McGuire, April Martins, Matthew Morrison, Louis Wizenot. Presenting our college's graduates in the undergraduate foreign languages and literature major, Dr. Laura Walls, Daniela Lira, Cynthia Elizabeth Martinez Alarcon, Passion Johnson, Elizabeth Hartman, Timothy Brown, Allison Eggenberg, Anna Avila, Erica Menhibar, Sierra Parigi, Lauren Struble. Presenting the college's graduates in the undergraduate general science major, Dr. Paul Davis. Sean Zahn Robenheimer. Presenting the college's graduates in the undergraduate geography major, Dr. Rex Kamek. Stephen Krupa. Daniel Miller. Nicholas Cunningham. Presenting the college graduates in the undergraduate geology major is Dr. George Engelman. Brian Tipton. Presenting our college's graduates in the undergraduate history major, Dr. Mark Shearer. Matthew Kennedy. Derek Benson. Berenice Blanco. Alki Hansen. Caitlin Osborne. Lauren Kundert. Matthew Worstner. Chanel McLemore. Alyssa Schroeder. Presenting the graduates of the International Studies major, Mr. Dean Tom Goodyear. Hassan Amolkrik. Justin Strahan. Zihao Guo, Wen Shi, Abdul Hafiz Ibrahim, Paul Colo, Connor Willingham, Zach Oglesby, Elizabeth Valdez Rosales, Asatina Kataka, Sayuri Harano, Angela Griffith, Megan Luders, Angelica Kane, Shelby Anderson Holt, Julia Ronsley. Presenting our college's graduates in the undergraduate Latino Latin American Studies major, Dr. Lourdes Govea. Yanira Garcia, Jonathan Quetel. Presenting our college's graduates in the undergraduate mathematics major, Dr. John Convalina. Haley Verbun, Hitomi Kashawabara, Benjamin Sussman, Michael Lose, Joseph Bonacci, Tang Li, Krista Allred, Matthew Platt, Michael Howard, Joshua DeWitt, Julie Loudon, Noni Williams. Presenting our college's graduates in the undergraduate neuroscience major, Dr. Jeffrey French. Meredith Colombo, Dominic Carney, Brandon Kaler, Whitney Corrigan, Samantha Pritchard, Joshua Sims, Chase Rock, Jessica Ramirez, Nadia Waba, Amanda Martin, Brian Moran, Jess Rowland, Blake Rose, Andrew Dinsmore, Sylvester Juanes, Sarah McLeod, Douglas Richardson. Presenting our college's graduates in the undergraduate philosophy major, Dr. Laura Grams. Clinton James Avery, Douglas Hibbler, Mark Hawkswell, Brianna Paswak, James Evans. Presenting our college's graduate in the undergraduate physics majors, Dr. Renat Sabiryanov, Kyle Rodenhausen, William Taylor. Presenting the college's undergraduate political science majors, Dr. Randy Adkins, Nicholas Soma, Corey Rasika, Fatima Alisoda, Amanda Mansfield, Rachel Moore, Yayan Tung, Joshua Odell, Michael Connolly, Kaylin Roth Clark, Caroline Nabati, Cassandra Fenton, Brianne Faulkner, Kristen Barnes, Aaron Sine, Melissa Miller, Sarah Murray, Soraya Belton, James Sadowski, Carl Hartman, Michael Hansen, Oliver Ray-Sai, Nicholas Grand-Jeanette. Presenting our college's graduates in the undergraduate psychology major, Dr. Bridget Riles, Andrew Reel, Victoria Wageman, Seper Khalili Tari, Chelsea Rose, Christy Appa, Carrie Mettenbrink, Elliot Barber, Michelle Duggar, Elizabeth Silknitter, Holly Balvin, Amanda Ori, Jacqueline James, Mary Kate Gibilisco, Maureen Madeley Rohde, Aloha Moak, Garrett Anderson, Shannon Renee Jackson, Karina Slaughter, Latera Daniels, Jenna Hike, Herbert Moreno Ponce, Trista Stevens, Ashley Heidi, Brittany Kalk, Paul Faravari, Lindsay Byers, Spencer Bartlett, Lacey Evans, Stephanie Hengen, Hannah Bachman, Carolyn Krosky, Rachel Lampy, Rachel Ritten, Casey Lopez, Amanda Yates, Kayla Fensky, Natasha Mueller, Vanessa Perpich, Kristen Ebbs, Brittany Wade, Ashley Tysinger, Ariana Johnson, Kenna Yasa, Anastasia Vonskoy. Presenting our college's graduates in the undergraduate religion major, Dr. Paul Williams, Kenny Maese, Natalie Hatfield, Ian Joens. Presenting our college's graduates in the undergraduate sociology major, Dr. Mary Ann Powell. Charmaine Anderson. Jesus Velasquez. Jamie Iverson. Emma Toff. Mackenzie Royce. Lauren Bali. Martha Spangler. Catherine Gregory. Alexa Armstrong. Allison Schutz. Sabrina Rivera. Sarah Osdemore. Rachel Kramer. Allison Great. Thea Langston. Rochelle Luongo. Jennifer Odom. Erendira Moreno. Joy Katarima. Presenting our college's undergraduates in the undergraduate women and gender studies majors, Dr. Karen Falconer Al-Hindi. Stephanie O'Keefe. Maddie Traffigan. Please give all our undergraduate graduates a round of applause.
Congratulations, graduates. Our final speaker is our Outstanding Alumni Award recipient, Dr. Penny Sackett, who will deliver this morning's charge to our graduates titled, Making a Living, Making a Life. Please welcome Dr. Sackett back to the podium.
Thank you, Dean. What a pleasure it is to be able to return to my alma mater to address people who have traveled the same steps that I did a long time ago, and to address such a sparkling, handsome, and talented group of newly minted graduates from the UNO College of Arts and Sciences. We are here to celebrate a commencement, a beginning of the next stage of your career and of your life. Now, in colleges of architecture or law, medicine, or education, it is common to commence this journey on a direct path to a career through a certification process. In those colleges, the link between the university experience and making a living is clear. The link can be more ambiguous, perhaps, for graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences, and perhaps that's why, when I decided to major in physics and mathematics 40 years ago now, my mother suggested to me that I take courses in the College of Education in order to be certified to teach. She wanted, she said, for me to have something to fall back on, you know, just in case the physics and math thing didn't work out. She knew but the true value of being able to make a living, however, and I'm grateful for that wisdom. And although I've never directly used my certificate to teach in primary and secondary schools, the skills I gained have enriched my life in many ways. And it is in this aspect, giving graduates the tools with which to make a life as well as make a living, in which the College of Arts and Sciences excels. A degree in arts and sciences does not so much certify you to make a living in a given field as give you a language with which to make a life in a new land of discovery and contribution. Perhaps yours is the language of psychology or literature, Latin American studies or mathematics, French, anthropology, or philosophy. There are so many to choose from. And each of these disciplines is a language with its own vocabulary, its own grammar, its own history, literature, culture, and yes, I like to think its own poetry. Your new fluency allows you to travel easily through your discipline, conversing with others who share your language in the academic and larger public world, contributing new insights and connections. My grandfather once teased me, saying, "Now how does this work? If every professor passes the knowledge he remembers on to his students, and those students pass on the knowledge that they remember to the next generation, doesn't this mean that the store of knowledge diminishes over time?" Now, the answer, of course, is that at university, we not only pass on knowledge, but a language with which to generate new knowledge. My language began with physics, and through it, I was able to contribute a small contribution to our knowledge of the universe. What contribution will you make? Now, because you have learned a new language, that means you're bilingual. You have two languages, the one you take away with your diplomas and the ones you have used all your life to talk to families, friends, and communities. And as such, each and every one of you has the potential to be a translator, translating the ideas, competencies, and passions of one world into the language of the other, in order to increase understanding and create something wholly new at that interface, in order to bring together what would otherwise remain divided by the inability to communicate. My life's trajectory has allowed me to act, for example, as a translator between scientists and politicians. What different worlds will you be able to bring together as you hone your translation skills? And of course, as this is a commencement, it's just the beginning of a life of learning. And so I encourage you to think about third and fourth languages that you might add to your repertoire. Only recently, I've decided to attempt to add Spanish and ceramics to mine. And I assure you that they are enriching my life in new ways just as much as physics and mathematics have done. What will you choose? The languages of the College of Arts and Sciences are the languages of nature and the languages of the human condition. But nature has not drawn the dividing lines between physics and chemistry, or anthropology and history, or religious study and philosophy. We've done that as humans in building institutions like this one, in building universities. But I urge you to use your liberal education to free yourself from these distinctions and realize that they're absolutely arbitrary. You are free to choose your own path through the languages of nature and the languages of the human condition, bringing them together, listening, translating, learning, and contributing. So my final charge to you is to do this. From today forth, consider how will you contribute to the language of your new diplomas? Which worlds will you join together through the potential you have in yourselves now to act as translators? And which new languages of nature and humankind will you learn to continue to make your life and make a mark on the world? Do these three things, and you will make a living, you will make a life, and you will make a deep and lasting positive difference to this world. Thank you.
Commencement weekend is a special time on campus, and we thank each of you for attending this convocation of the College of Arts and Sciences to honor the achievements of our students. We invite graduates and guests to the college's reception in the Milo Bale Student Center immediately following this event. We wish you a safe journey in your travels today. Once again, everyone, please join me in congratulating our newest graduates of the University of Nebraska College of Arts and Sciences. This concludes our conversation exercises today. Please remain seated until the platform party has exited. Thank you all for coming.